people, brothers and sisters of light, and welcome to my page. My page is about common sense, but I tried to keep it down under the nitty gritty under 10 minutes. Today's topic will be about, of course, like I said before, it will be about what is an adult and dating coaches of the modern society. So I'm going to post that there. I'm going to pin it to the top, pin this comment, and then we are going to start from there. As I said before, I do not accept any live unless you subscribe. No live subscription, and then you don't get any live coaching at all. But as I said before, you can write down your questions down below. All right? Okay, because I'm not your 304, right? I'm a Gen X, by the way, okay? And anyone who disagrees with me, I do not care about debating anything unless you have a question. When you have a question, you become wiser. Okay, I despise trolls. If I say I'm these things, I am these things. I'm like the only one guy that's actually talking about all the things that I talk about. But anyway, let's stay on the topic for today. I will be talking for like about 10 minutes. I will post this on my YouTube. You can check my bio for everything that you need to know, including my Patreon. 4 different levels, okay? 4 different levels. But let's get on with the topic for today. What is an adult? So I consider myself indigo. That means I'm the granddaddy of all people in the earth, okay, right? I know that sounds kind of arrogant, but listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying before you start judging me and being biased. What is an adult? When I was a child, I became indigo by asking questions and hearing my introspective schizo voices, okay? And what I heard was astonishing from all of the answers I got from within. The first thing I learned on what an adult is the ability to have empathy for others. Okay, if you can't feel for someone or you innately do not know how to feel for someone, you are still a child. Another thing is that if you smoke or drink any type of substance, if you smoking, you drinking, you already lost the battle. You're still at 50%. You probably even below that. I would ask you certain things like how are you taking care of your health? And I ask you what are you doing to keep yourself in shape? This is a very important thing because your health is above wealth. Your health is more above wealth. Another thing that actually proves to me that you are an actual adult, you're not ambitious. You live free or die trying. You live a peaceful life to be content. Yes, you are content. You're not about trying to live like the Joneses, next door neighbors, or trying to be like something you're not, okay? You are not someone that's trying, okay, we're going to do this. We're going to try to achieve these goals, these high, so-called value goals that lots of people try to achieve. It's a waste of time. Most people are not adults to me. Most people, once they hit a certain age, they never become an adult until roughly like about 60 years old. Most people. This is why I'm an old soul. I do not really communicate with people that much because when I talk to them, I'll ask you a few questions. Okay, like house or the mentalist or some shit. I don't try to read you at first, but if I see you with your hat on backwards or you wearing your shades on at night, okay, I'm gonna ask you obvious questions, right? I always use the Socratic method. Okay, because that's one of my favorite philosophers of all time. Socrates and also the greatest wizard of all time, King Solomon the Great. Okay. You can't go no higher than that, okay? Not Jesus, no. Okay, now I know people believing in religion. See, another thing is that you have deductive reasoning. You're not religious. When you tell me you're religious, you're still a child. That means you believe in Santa Claus. You believe in a God other than yourself, okay? And then on top of that, when you lead a horse to water, you can't make them drink. So when I tell people all the time, like, yo, you religious or something, okay, you do know that's all stemmed from Greek Roman Hellenization, right? You could look this shit up yourself. All religions. It doesn't, any cult or any faction, okay, that you need to join automatically makes you a follower. You're a sheep to slaughter, right? So when you become sheep to slaughter, you can't think no further than that. What they want in their philosophies. You can't get the answers from within. Okay? A lot of times people need to listen to other people in order to feel validated. And this is wrong. Like when I say to people all the time, Get an education before you get involved with anybody in your life. Don't just basically just accept the person because they're beautiful or something like that. That's wrong. Fall for your type, okay? What does an adult do? I've listed tons of things. Going holistic as an adult, not trying to be a human guinea pig, all sorts of things that you must understand that when how I judge you if you want me to be your therapist. Everybody's really a therapist. Everybody can help one another from time to time, okay? But trust me on this, most people are not adults for me, okay? I say, hey, what are you doing, okay? Like you throw trash on the ground, you don't think of the earth. Like I said, as I said, the first one, to be empathetic is like very important. To think about the animals, not just human beings and other intelligent species or beings. It's just that having the thought process. And that's a heavy burden. I know most of you are not very empathetic. Okay? You mostly think of yourself. Though it's good to think of yourself in the righteous way, you have to also think of others. But you can't always hang with others because you understand their psychology. You understand their methodology of how they lived and their path. Most of the time, most people haven't had a alpha father figure to teach them anything. I teach my daughters all the time about common sense and using your raison d'etre, and try not to get caught up in the cognitive dissonance type of thing. What most people get caught up. So when you ask a question, then they get caught, okay? Because they haven't really thoroughly did any research on anything. And okay. So the next topic will be about dating coaches. I've seen a number of women. I'm still a dating coach, but I have to charge you. I have a Patreon. Okay, I'm only Gen X that can actually teach women and everything in between. I don't care what you are or what you consider. I have to ask these questions as a therapist. Like I said before, everybody's a therapist in their own sort of way. But I went to college for it for 2 years, so I got a little bit more experience than the average person, okay? And I try to tell you people is that everybody can be a therapist, but a lot of dating female coaches are giving up the ghost because they realize that women who are hitting their age and 60s and 70s, they have high expectations. Like I said before, the more mature you are, the more content you are. You're not materialistic. When you're a female and you're thinking about money on your mind, getting the bag all the time, you're not mature. You have to be taught not to do those things. As a matter of fact, like I said before, it's best for you women to learn about what men like. Okay? What are the hobbies that men like to do, right? You have to care. Like if a man is into wrestling, there's many different things that men like to do that you can try to find interest in. At least 5 things. Okay? It could be cars, it could be guns. Men have many more things to do than women when it comes to hobbies. As I said before, I don't hate any women. Okay, so there's some people call me a troll and say you're a wannabe, but they don't know me. And that's another thing. Don't be a biased troll. Don't be a biased troll by judging people without asking them questions. Learn about them before you make a judgment call, because you can actually mess up your whole life simply because of biased and prejudiced intentions, because of some words that I said that you disagree with. You didn't even ask any fucking questions. But like I said, I saw a couple of women on here who were basically trying to be like coaches to women, and they give up, and they shouldn't give up. They should try another method, okay? Instead of like listening to their standards, ask them like, okay, what are the things that you would like to change, okay? So you can find a mate, okay? But don't just give up on women, because I say, hey, again, I don't hate on women, as I said before. I try to give advice the best way I can in simplistic terms by talking under the minutes that I talk. I've been talking for like 9 minutes. But as I said before, you gotta turn on your following button, because I come on at random times. I do not come on at a specific time because I am randomized. Sometimes I pop up on somebody's stream and shit, and everybody be looking at like I'm confused because they don't have the answers. I always come on there and talk about some skit for 2 minutes, and I say, thank you for letting me join your live, and the next thing you know, I disappear. And then people are like, who was that? I'm confused because they didn't understand, they didn't ask no questions. Always ask questions, peoples. You're only mature by the questions you ask. If you ask no questions, you are not mature. Okay? And now I'm trying to be a philosopher. I've been deep thinking ever since I was young, okay? I tell you all guys all the time, I'm older than you. Please respect your elders at all times. Respect your elders. But other than that, that's all I want to say to women coaches out there. Much love to you all, but I can tell if you're a healer or by asking you questions. If, let's say, for instance, a troll comes on your page and says he hates women, and you respond with hate too, then you're not a healer. That could be a test. That can be a test. You got to ask questions. To actually cancel out all problems, you must ask questions on why they did what they did. Then you can understand from there, okay? Because there's a lot of people who have hatred and animosity towards the opposite sex. Always tell the truth. If you're a transvestite or a hermaphrodite, tell them. I remember one time when I met a hermaphrodite, she was mostly female on her main appearance, on her outer appearance. But she had a dick and a fucking vagina. And I never saw that before. I was like, yo, that is something new. But I tried to be friends with her. I was like, why didn't you tell me? Why did you tell me? And because I was like, hey, I don't know what to do with that, okay? She had bright orange panties too. And then I like to look at things. I like to record things, okay? Also, I like to ask certain specific questions. I don't go in any female. Okay, like I said before, holy people don't go into women who are not virgins, okay? You can get yourself in a lot of trouble by lying, though. There's a lot of people who tried to lie, and next thing you know, they end up getting themselves, they die because they lied, okay? And I usually warn people ahead that I know the magic. Thank you very much, Lewis. 34232. If you got any questions, please speak it or forever hold your peace. Because I'm about to get out of here myself. I don't be staying on here that long. I just talk about 2 topics. I talk about a topic or 2. Today's topic was mainly about what is an adult. Okay, and why the women therapists are giving up. Okay, they don't want to do anymore. I said, don't give up. It's kind of sad though. It's kind of sad when you hear women that say, "Oh, I can't handle the women because men are so low maintenance. They don't ask for much." Did you know that men mainly focus on the beauty of a woman rather than anything else? You know, that's the thing that men are just quality about. They are not superficial in one way or the other. Okay. While women, they always want this man to have all these criterias and stuff like that. And even as they get older, they don't age like fine wine like men do. Okay? This is why I try to teach women about stop focusing in on monogamous relationships. Because a real man don't do monogamous relationships. Real alphas don't do monogamous relationships. As a matter of fact, in my heydays, I used to be a fetish gigolo. I don't do the things that a lot of guys do. And a lot of guys don't get paid, so they're not alpha at all. Okay, we are all independent. We do not if I noticed that if you're an alpha, I would know straight up because you're not trying to be my friend to associate yourself because we are 2 different individuals, alphas. We're unique and innovative in our own ways. We are bosses, we are disciplinaries, we are presidents, we are vice presidents. But there'll be people calling us narcissists because we got our shit together, okay, you know. But we don't do what a lot of people do. You're not going to really... There's 2 types of alphas out there. The general public's view of you as an alpha and the real OGs that know what an alpha is, especially pimps and some Italians that I talked to in the past. They know what real alphas are. A lot of people, these millennials, they'll call someone an alpha because of an appearance or certain things they say, okay, that clicks in with their effeminate emotional side, euphoric side, or sexual side. No, that's not an alpha. All right? It's the hardcore truth. And people can't handle that. Most women don't like real alphas. They don't like the real alphas. They like that image of an alpha. But like I said before, to you women out there who are coaches, kudos to you. Much love and much peace and love to you guys who are actually women who are trying to teach the women. And just like I always recommend people try not to get harsh critique like from Kevin Samuels because I taught him that. He just flew with that shit. I wanted him to because he seemed like an astute brother, okay, but he wasn't like myself, rest in peace. So I tried to tell him about virginity, the importance of virginity, and stop focusing in on monogamy, but he didn't talk about that. He didn't talk about polygyny. That's the key element to free women's minds. once a woman is not willing to share, I mean, she is not a feminine person to me as an alpha. She's not, okay? She has to know how to share. I teach my daughters, okay, sharing is caring, and understand that when you're in a monogamous relationship, your family seed can only go but so far. Okay, like I tell people all the time that women are like cats. They go in heat and they can't think straight. Okay, but nobody listens to that. But I don't care. Who cares what you think? You can't handle the truth. But guess what? I'm out of here, guys. If anybody got anything to say, I've been talking for like about 15 minutes now. If you want to know if you're an adult, the first thing is you're not a smoker, you're not a drinker, you're in top tier condition. Because when I speak, I walk the walk and talk the walk. So I'm not trying to be a hypocrite with myself or anything or contradict myself at all. I don't hang around drugs. I don't hang around smokers. I'm a holy man. I don't even socialize with the general public. It's kind of like a waste of time. Yeah. People like to smoke. They like to if you're socializing with other people, you're not a full-fledged adult. That's just my perspective of it, okay? Because when you hang with other people, you're getting ideas. You're being distracted with their affections and validations. You shouldn't be focusing on being with other people. You need to be evolving in yourself, your own raison d'etre, your third eye. This is very important. Drinking, smoking is a form of weakness. It's escapism. You cannot focus with escapism. Drugs. Some guy told me, what do you call it? DMT drugs, those high power, the PCP. Escapism. I don't care what you call them, okay? I don't care what you see on the other side. You already should know by common sense. If you just sat there thinking before you took them drugs, you may be curious of what they do and what you may see, but why? I can play video games and see something much more fantastic than that. Video games is the best art in the world because they're better than movies. You're actually putting you in the game world. Video games make more money than the goddamn movies out there. There's a lot more work that needs to be put. There's a lot more money that can be made through the video game department than the movies. Yep, facts. You can learn a lot more with your abilities when you play games than just watching movies, you know. But most people would just say it's nonchalant, okay? But trust me on this. You smoking, you drinking, you socializing, you're not an adult to me. You're not ready. You're beta, okay? Now there's wannabes out there who are beta alphas, okay? But those guys and those women are just overall just attractive. That's all they got. You're not highly intelligent. You already know what the stereotypes is. The more attractive you are, the less intelligence you have. Trust me, that's a fact. That's a goddamn fact. Well, if y'all got any questions or comments, you can write it down below. Because I'm about to be out of here because I'm not your 304.
Wait, where are you going, Dad?
What'd you say?
Where are you going, Dad?
I'm not going nowhere, little sweetie pie.
Where are you going?
I'm not going nowhere. I just don't you be talking for a little bit to the people. Because I know most of the people are just children, okay? You know, you haven't. This is my daughter there, right there. Second born in America. This is my firstborn right here, okay? They don't really like to sleep alone, though. But they got their own room. I teach my daughters all about common sense and never disrespect daddy. Because once you disrespect daddy, you lose love, and they don't want that. My daddy's love is more stronger than anything. This is what I try to teach fathers. To be overprotective. Do not put them in public schools. Keep them from socializing. Watch their social media intake. Nobody. Do you think people listen to me? Nope. Because I'm a Gen X. I'm old school. I got white. I got sugar, salt, and pepper, man. And nobody. The millennials do not listen. Okay. Get out of her. Come out of the religion. Start focusing here. Make babies. Okay. Or die trying. Okay. You know. If y'all doing the past, like I said before, y'all doing the passport brother thing, y'all gotta keep them there, because y'all can't do what I do. Okay, but I feel bad for all of the guys I didn't steer them in the wrong direction. Somebody else did something, and they got their information from them, but they didn't see my videos when I was out there at all. And as I said before, if you are an adult, you don't smoke, you don't drink, you don't socialize, You get yourself together. You basically focus in on yourself, okay? And it's not like a boring life. You literally, let me see. Mama Linda 416 said, "Would you like to see a tree grow or a knee?" Come on, man. Come on. That's childlike, okay? I'd rather see a tree grow. But of course, I understand that you're still kind of young-minded, Mama Linda. Okay, you're still kind of young-minded. I know. But other than that, I gotta get out here, guys. I've been talking for like about 20 minutes. Okay, and I just want you guys that there's still time to become an adult. Most of you are not adults. You haven't been properly trained. So you'll come across these relationships because someone's attractive, but you don't know nothing about their background. Please, please, please do not get in relationships. Relationships will destroy you. If you have children, teach your children not to focus on the obvious. Like, he's attractive, okay? That's not what you're supposed to be focusing on. And I give kudos to all of your therapists, you women therapists out there who are still trying to help with women. Don't give up on women, because if you give up, you know the consequences of giving up on women, right? The robots are coming. I don't think the women want that to happen. Even the beta alpha males is getting rejected these days. You know what I saw? I saw a video of these beta alpha guys. These guys are not unattractive. They're like 6'2", okay, yeah, and then when they getting rejection. But as soon as they get into their convertible, they trying to catch some gold diggers, okay? The gold digging prank works. I tell guys all the time, you gotta start doing the testing. Always test the women out, okay? Always test all the women out. Just don't waste your time on beauty. Because if you're focusing on her beauty, you're not an adult. If you can't control that sexual energy, you're not an adult yet. And you will falter. Other than that, I love you all, but I despise the many of you. This is your Emerald Pillar King. Ow, 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 ow. And you know what I'm going to say, right? I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Say goodbye, Tessa. I can't wait till they get older. They're my cash cows, you know what I'm saying? I've always planned that they be my cash cows, as I'm being their cash cow too as well. Because money is a form of energy, guys. If you can bring me cash, I gotta bring you cash too. We gotta work together with that. That's how you show love. By donating, by giving, by being thoughtful, if you have it. But if you don't have it, you at least be there by your side and you compliment them and you never put them down. I'm out of here, guys. This is your Emerald Pill King out. Peace. Peace. Peace.